Welcome back to the KIX 96.5 morning show. Jam-packed show this morning, 5 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. July 8th at the Brit Museum. You do not want to miss North Carolina alt country bluegrass act Town Mountain. They are part of the Mountain Summer Concert Series out at the museum. Town Mountain is currently on tour supporting their latest album, Lines In The Levee. And we're excited to have mandolist Phil Barker on the show. First, Phil, thanks for coming on.
Oh, Jeff, thanks so much for having me, man. Good to talk to you.
Well, first off, Phil, wow, you guys were just in Telluride. I've been to Telluride once. I saw Fish there back in 2010.
Nice.
It's so gorgeous. I really want to make it back there. But how was it playing at Telluride?
It was breathtaking, honestly. I mean, literally breathtaking.
Yeah.
Because we were up there pretty high altitude-wise. But, it's just so beautiful around every corner in that town, some huge mountain view. And, the festival is so legendary. And it's a goal that any musician playing acoustic music wants to make it to the Telluride stage, and we've been working at it for a long time, and it was really rewarding to be up there and get such a great reception. We had a great time. We were there for 4 days, so we really got to soak it in, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, because if you haven't been to Telluride, there's literally you're looking out onto 3 mountaintops, and then there's like a waterfall coming down one of them. I mean, it's just insane.
Exactly. It's like a Coors can everywhere you look. It's just huge Rocky Mountains vistas, like right even from the stage. You just try not to get distracted by it.
Yeah,
it's really amazing.
That's for sure. And you had a great reception, so it had to be awesome in Telluride. The band Town Mountain, you guys have been at it for a long time. It started over 15 years ago in Asheville, North Carolina. Lines In The Levee. How many albums do you guys have?
Lines In The Levee is our sixth studio album, and seventh album.
Yeah, and then you have the live album. So, yeah, they've got a lot of music. So go to Spotify and listen to all of it. And Lines In The Levee, this is a little different because you guys have added a drummer.
Yeah, this record is more of a departure than is a departure from what we usually do. No question. We've got a full drum kit on this record, and this is the first record we've had drums sparingly on past records just to add a little flavor, but this one we kind of built it from the ground up using a full drum kit as our bass, and kind of expanded our sound both with that and electric bass, and kind of added some keyboards onto things, just trying to make a bigger sound and explore the space and trying to see where it takes us.
Yeah, because, that had to be a tough decision, being a bluegrass kind of band, and then to add a drummer. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a little weird when it happens. Yeah,
totally. And the bluegrass is one of those genres where it's, they honor the tradition so much that they don't want you to change anything.
Well, exactly. They don't want a drummer.
Yeah. So we fought with that for years, we were trying to play these festivals. Honestly, they wouldn't book you if you had a drummer, but we've kind of just got to the point as artists and as musicians to just we need to do what's most rewarding for us, and have faith that the fans will enjoy what we put out as well.
Yeah, well, we had Woodbelly on the show, and you guys have toured with Woodbelly. They just did the same thing. Were they inspired by you guys, or what?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. The timing of it was pretty coincidental, but a lot of bands have done that over the years. You wanted to just explore the sounds and try to do something different. You can't keep making the same record over and over again. So they're great guys, a great band. We played some shows in Denver and Fort Collins with them not too long ago.
Yeah, Colorado's known for the love of bluegrass, love of string music. How much love do you guys get in Colorado? Does it feel different when you're playing in Colorado?
Honestly, it does. The Colorado crowds they just want to have a good time. They're so open for anything. They're not trying to, back east, sometimes the crowds can be a little more traditional, and they might be a little more judgmental about that bluegrass stuff we're talking about. But out here in Colorado, out in Colorado, it's like anything goes. They're down to have a good time, and we've done well in Colorado over the years. We've been coming here pretty much since the beginning of the band, and it's just we've always had such a good time that we just keep coming back, and eventually it's led us to Telluride.
Yeah. Have you guys played Red Rocks?
We did play Red Rocks. We opened up for Tyler Childers. I guess it was probably, it was 3 or 4 years ago at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, that another bucket list experience, man. That stage will take your breath away for sure.
Yeah, because you have a picture on your guys' website, and I couldn't find the date, but I figured you must have been there sometime.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
Okay, so right before everything went in the crapper. We're chatting with Phil from Town Mountain. Go check them out, townmountain.net. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go to Spotify, and Lines in the Levee is their latest one. Well, speaking of COVID, I saw the article. Well, you guys all got jobs to survive during COVID.
Correct.
Was there any time that you thought Town Mountain's done?
I mean, we thought the music
business was done.
Yeah, it sure felt that way for a while. It was tough to kind of keep your head straight and have faith that things would get back to normal, or at least where they are today. So I won't say that I didn't question it at all, but I've always had faith that we would find some place in the music industry, whether not knowing what touring would look like, we'd always be able to make records for sure. And so it was faith, but it was challenged for sure.
Yeah, well, I saw you guys played a couple shows, a couple low audience shows. You did a couple streaming stuff, so you were trying at least to keep it alive.
Absolutely.
I mean, Daydream Quarantina off the new one. That's got to be about COVID.
Oh man, absolutely. That is pretty much a picture of me sitting down at my kitchen table trying to deal with everything that's going on in the world and just trying to write a song and ended up writing a song about writing a song, which I've never done before. And that one was right around the time we lost John Prine, and that was heavy on my mind, and I was wanting to write something kind of in the style that he might write, and kind of threw a line in there as a tribute, shout out to him, and because he was such a huge influence on all Americana musicians for sure, but definitely personally. So I love that song, and I'm glad it made the record.
Yeah, it's a great tune. Go check them out, townmountain.net. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Lines in the Levee is the new one. Lines in the Levee, now you got a drummer. You recorded this thing in Nashville. You signed with New West. I mean, was it time for something different? What was the thought?
Yeah, all of that. It was just time for something different. We had these songs that we all brought to the table that weren't really fitting in a bluegrass box per se. And so it was just like, let's put all our chips in and just push it as far as we can and try to make as big of a sound as we can. And we had some conversations with New West before we made the record. We made the record on our own and then brought it to the table to talk with them about it. And they've always been, they had some interest in us before this record, and they were, such fans of our songwriting, which was really struck me. They were way into supporting the songwriters and it's seeing how far the songwriter can take a song. So like they weren't looking for us to put a bluegrass record on the table by any stretch. So it was just a natural fit, and it's been a great relationship so far.
Yeah, well, and that's nice that you did the album before, so they didn't really have any say once you bring it to them, or they're like, oh, well, there it is. Sounds great.
Yeah, we had some leverage too. We could shop it around at that point.
Yeah. Well, all you guys kind of trade off. I mean, you said you wrote Daydream Quarantina. Do you write most of the stuff, Phil?
I write a good portion of it. I would say I probably wrote 6 songs on this record. Our banjo player, former banjo player at this point, Jesse, wrote 3 of the songs, and Robert, the guitar player, wrote 1 as well. So we've always kind of split up the songwriting duties. I guess I just had the largest share on this record.
Yeah, and Comeback Kid, tell us a little bit about the song. What's it about?
Well, for me, Comeback Kid is honestly my favorite song I've ever written. I feel like it's the most autobiographical thing as far as like trying to express the challenges and struggles of being a touring musician and dedicating your life to really any art form where you're putting yourself out there every night, or you're putting your art out there for people to, hoping they'll enjoy it, hoping to make a connection. And sometimes you don't make a connection, and that can be a tough mental struggle. And this song is about having faith in yourself and continuing to do what you love, and not let someone else's opinion of it weigh you down.
Well, in the video, you just mentioned that. You watched the video, the boxer. Is that the metaphor?
You got it, man. You got it. It's a natural metaphor of getting back in the stage is the ring, you know.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like a boxer, so that fits. Yeah, and you're the boxing manager in the video. Did you say, hey, okay, guys, I'm the boxing manager. This is my song?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was born for that role.
Go and check it out. You can see the video on their website, townmountain.net, or you can also go to YouTube and check out all their stuff. Like you said, 6-7 albums. Go to Spotify and listen to Town Mountain before you see them. July 8th at the Britain Museum. How did you guys get hooked up with the Britain Museum? Because if you look at your tour schedule, you're all over the South, and then all of a sudden, here's the date in Bighorn, Wyoming.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that happens. We actually became good friends with one of the sponsors who's lives in Kentucky, which we play all the time.
Oh, wow.
And we met him over there, but he also has a place out there in Bighorn, and he was just linked in with the crew at the museum and suggested us, and it worked out, and we were able to make it happen where we could fly out for the show, man. So we're super excited and going to give it all we got.
Well, and you think, oh, these guys can't be anything. They're playing out the Britain Museum, because the Britain Museum isn't known to have their concerts out there. And that's kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, you know, who are these guys? And then I look you guys up, and I'm like, holy crap! This is a huge band that's coming to the Britain Museum. So, yes, go and check it out. Britain Museum, go check out their website, or go to townmountain.net, and you can click right there and get tickets. You guys have been to Wyoming, though. You mentioned you've played in Kemmer a couple times. You played in Casper. So you're familiar, at least, but you haven't been up here, right?
That's correct. We've played in Montana a good bit, but haven't dipped across the border right there.
Yeah. What do you think now that COVID's over? I mean, you guys have been hitting it hard. Has the reception been better? People have been going more crazy? What?
Yeah, people are definitely hungry for live music.
Yeah.
And the crowds have been very receptive and ready, and you know, everybody's just got this huge sense of relief to be back at somewhat normal and being back to live music again. So the crowds have been amazing, and hopefully that'll continue.
Yeah. Go and check them out. July 8th, they're going to be out at the Britain Museum, townmountain.net. Phil, thanks so much for coming on, buddy. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Jeff.
Here it is. It's Comeback Kid. It's Town Mountain. It's KIX 96.5.